Good day everyone, I am Aryan Barba and today I'm going to perform the proper procedure of donning the sterile gloves. So the purpose of donning the sterile gloves are to prevent the spreading of microorganisms and to avoid the infection as well as to avoid the cross-contamination. So before proceeding to the right procedure of donning the sterile gloves, we're going first to do the proper hand hygiene. So I'm done doing the proper hand hygiene and now we're going to sanitize our hand using the 70% isopropyl alcohol. So sanitize your hand. Then after sanitizing the hand, get the sterile gloves and then first inspect the outer packaging of the sterile gloves. So when inspecting the outer packaging of the sterile gloves, check for any discoloration of the packaging, then the size of the sterile gloves as well as the manufacture date and the expiration date of the sterile gloves. Then also the intactness of the packaging, which located in here. So after inspecting the outer packaging, now we're going to open the sterile gloves here. Open. So open gently. Then after opening, drop. And then set aside the outer packaging. Then after dropping, fix the inner packaging. So then open, arrange it or fix it in a waist level. So when opening, use your two hands and open or untuck the packaging. Avoid touching the inner portion of the sterile packaging. Then, to avoid contamination of the sterile gloves, and open. So, after opening, use your non-dominant hand to pick the sterile gloves. So, in picking the sterile gloves, we're going to touch the inner portion of the sterile gloves and not the outer to avoid the sterile from getting contamination. So insert it to your dominant hand. Insert. Avoid touching the outer portion of the sterile gloves. So insert it. Then after putting the sterile gloves to your dominant hand, use the dominant hand to pick the other sterile gloves. So this time you are allowed to touch the sterile portion of the gloves in inserting the sterile gloves to your non-dominant hand. Then insert it. Avoid touching the inner portion of the sterile gloves to avoid the contamination of your dominant hand. So after inserting the sterile gloves to your both hand, now we're going to fix or adjust the gloves. Adjust necessarily. Now we are done donning the gloves. So this time we're going to remove the gloves. So now we're going to remove the gloves to our hand. So in removing the gloves to our hand, we're going to use the techniques of gloves to gloves and skin to skin. So touch the gloves. Then put it in here, drop, then fold, and dispose the contaminated gloves. So after disposing, don't forget to wash your hands again and sanitize your hand. And that's all.